This could go one of a couple of ways. Could be just so fun, like the biggest blast ever. Could be beyond awful. But anyway, come along as we tackle the Caprock Canyon Trail, 64 miles through West Texas with only the water on my back. Hope you enjoy. I hope I enjoy mostly. Hello friends, and welcome to Typically Hazardous. I am Steven, and in the spirit of our name, I am embarking on something hazardous right now. So right now I am on the Caprock Canyon Trailway in West Texas. This is a decommissioned railroad. You can kind of see, looking behind me, yeah, it looks just like they just pulled the railroad track out of here. That's exactly what they did, and they turned it into a trail. It spans 64 miles. And it goes along the rim of the Caprock Canyon, but that's not for about another 30 miles here. But there's one thing about this particular hike that is, I don't know, it discourages a lot of people from doing it, which is a shame because it's been really beautiful so far. A lot of people are discouraged from doing it because there's no access to water anywhere along the way. And so all the water that you're able to drink is basically what you carry in with you, which can be challenging because water's heavy, it doesn't pack well, and so you typically go minimal on water. And so I'm going to attempt the through hike on this 64 miles with only the water on my back, which is 4 liters. It's not that much. I mean, I drink 4 liters in 2 days normally when I'm doing nothing. So it's going to be a challenge because I'm working really hard, and you know, I got to do about probably 20 miles a day to get through this in 3 days. So stretching that water is going to be really challenging. My wife is pretty worried, actually. She's kind of upset with me. When she was dropping me off today, she was a little bit annoyed and stressed out because she just, she's worried. Just worried about me not having enough water to get through this. I am nervous though, especially being in Texas, dehydration and heat stroke and that sort of stuff is nothing to fool around with. And I'm typically very cautious about that sort of thing. And so I'm trying to do the best I can here. But I'm kind of concerned. The good news is it is November, so it's cooled down a lot. At least it's not 110 degrees right now. You still need water. I don't know. I'm going to do the best I can, and if I can't do it, I'll call and see if somebody can come get me. The problem is cell service is pretty spotty through most of this. If I find myself in trouble and there's no cell service, that could be a big problem. But that's what the Typically Hazardous life is all about. I kind of live for some of these sorts of adventures. Just talking about how nervous I am kind of gets me excited. It gets me excited. There's something wrong. I'm sure of it. My wife is also sure of it. These are just some fresh deer tracks that I just came upon, and they're everywhere. I've only been on this trail for a few minutes, and this is like the 3rd time I've had to pull spikes. Ouch. Spike these little spiny guys off me, getting all over everything. I'm not loving it. So the state owns the actual trail, but most of it's private land, and it's farms and ranches. And you see here, the cash crop of West Texas, cotton, beautiful, just amazing. There's such incredible beauty in such simple things, just to feel the cotton. I'm probably another 60 miles, and I've realized a couple of things. Number one, this new pack I decided to try out and review totally sucks. I really hate it. It's rubbing on me in all the wrong places. It's rubbing on this one spot on my behind, which normally I'd be okay with, but under these circumstances, it's not my favorite. And the weight doesn't distribute quite right. It should really sit most of the weight on your hips. That's where it's supposed to go. And it's got this little belt, but the belt doesn't have the right rigidity to it and the right angles to it, and so it just slips. And so not only does it like squeeze on you on your torso, it also pulls down on your shoulders in a way it's really not supposed to. I'm not looking forward to 60 more miles of that, but I'm afraid that's what's gonna happen, I guess. The good news is, I had this injury on my leg that I got about a month and a half ago. I got kicked by a horse really bad. Totally my fault. I was doing something stupid, and I don't blame the horse at all, but kicked me really, really bad, about 2 inches below my knee, and hit really, really hard. Sliced open my shin, went all the way down to the bone, chipped off a piece of my shin bone. It was not good. And one of the kind of adverse effects is it bruised up everything in that region, including my knee. So my knee really, really hurt a lot for a very long time. I basically couldn't walk for a week. It was really sad. It was kind of like I could only have like a straight leg. It was a little bit like a pirate with a peg leg walking around. But that eventually all got better, and it really just started feeling good about a week ago, and so it's holding up so far. It's not really bothering me at all, which is great. I was really worried about that, actually. But all in all, I'm feeling all right. I'm ticked because I left my pemmican at home. I left in such a rush this morning, I forgot to grab it, but that's okay. I've been all right. But yeah, maybe you can tell my energy levels, it's gone down just a little. I still feel okay though. I need to bang out about at least 10 more miles today. Sun's starting to get kind of low. But hey, let me show you actually a really, really useful skill for evaluating how much light you have left while you're out in the woods. Okay, so the trick goes like this. You've got the horizon. Of course, it's difficult to tell because of these trees, but you can kind of tell where the ground is. And then you've got the sun's position in the sky. And what you want to do is hold up your hand, and each finger is worth about 15 minutes. And so we've got, roughly 4, and maybe 4. So, you could make a pretty decent estimate there that you've got about 3 hours of sunlight left before that sun hits the horizon. So that's a really easy little trick, just to help you keep track of how much daylight you've got left. So there's a whole flock of wild turkeys just through the brush here. Pretty cool. Those are some of my favorite animals to see out in the wild. So if you look right past this truck, you'll see a little herd of deer just watching me. They do not like the look of me at all. There they go. Gone. Sniff at me. I don't blame them. I've been walking a while. Those smell real good. Isn't that so cool the way they bounce like that? Look at that thing. It looks awful. I don't think it's a chupacabra. It's like a fox. I can't believe it's letting me get this close. There he goes. Well, time for a little break. I think we're about, I don't know exactly how far. Maybe, I don't know, 6 or 7 miles in, something like that. But yeah, I'm getting a little tired actually. There's always this one moment whenever you do something like this where the excitement wears off and you realize, oh, we're really doing it. And I'm right there. It's it's less exciting at the moment and more into the, oh, we're really doing it now. So I'm a couple of hours in, and that's all the water I've had so far. And I'm feeling thirsty, so I think I am going to have a little bit more right now. But yeah, we're just trying to take it real easy. If I can have this last into tomorrow, like until tomorrow morning, I'll be pretty pleased with that. So that's kind of what I'm going for this first liter of water. When I was talking to the ranger the other day, she's told me that this is the ugly part, the ugly part of the trail, and the beautiful part of the trail is the second half. So day 2, we should hopefully start getting into some pretty stuff. But I think this is really beautiful. It just kind of reminds me of what life must have been like 200 years ago. You know, riding down a trail like this on a horse and buggy, you know, from town to town. Just such a different experience. So officially 10 miles in, and honestly it was a little rough. I won't lie. I'm pretty beat up after that. That pack sucks so bad. I don't like it. And actually, if it wasn't for that, this would have been pretty pleasant. But we made really, actually very, very good time. So we just did this little piece right here. Esteline to Parnell. And we've actually still got quite a bit of daylight left. So I'm going to get started on this route here to Tampico Siding. Basically says as a hiker, you should have expected to take between 5 and 7 hours to do that leg that we just did. And hey, not to brag, but we did it in about 3 hours, 45 minutes. Now I think we paid for it a little bit. I'm pretty beat. I'm ready to like sit down and have supper and maybe even go to bed, but I'm gonna try and bang out another 2 or 3 miles tonight. I think that's what I'm gonna try and do. It'd be good. It'd be nice to get a jump on the next day. I just got such a late start today that, you know, I gotta make up as much as I possibly can. So right here, you can see I'm at mile marker 247. I'd love to get to 250. So if I could bang out 3 more miles tonight before it gets too dark, that'd be awesome. That's the plan. At 10 miles in, that's about halfway through that first liter. So, I don't know. That's not great. I got a lot of trail left ahead of me, and we're down to 3.5 liters of water. But, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. So, that's the trail ahead. And that's where we came from. Onward. Onward! About mile 11, and man, it's just so beautiful. We're not even quite at dusk, but gorgeous night. What a beauty. She's right in front of me. I wish you guys could feel how close she is. Seriously, like maybe 15 yards. Now our buddy's here too. Oof. All right, I think I'm gonna go a little bit further here. I'm at the spot now where I'm kind of just looking for a good spot to make camp. And what I'm really looking for is a good place to get out of the wind. Here in West Texas, it can pick up in a second and howl. And that's a great way to get really, really cold overnight and to just generally be miserable. So I'm gonna try and find something, hopefully, I mean, it's pretty flat. As far as I can see going this way, it's pretty flat, but I'm gonna try and find something that has a little bit of a windbreak, because basically what you do is you just stop right here on the trail and you just bed down right on the trail, because there's not any, like, both sides of me right here are both private property. They're both, looks like this is a ranch here and this is a farm on the other side. I am starting to get tired. I gotta figure out how to shed some weight off of this pack. Need to eat some of that heavy food for dinner. That'll help a lot. Oh, man. It's not even the water right now. It is just the like blunt force trauma on my legs hauling around this heavy pack. I think it probably weighs 70 or 80 pounds. I didn't weigh it before I left, but now I'm curious because it is pretty miserable. Okay, I will see you guys back at camp. As soon as we find something, I'm stopping. I've had enough of this. See you in a minute. Okay, home sweet home. Here's where we're gonna make camp for the night. We're just right about 13 miles at the end of day one. Not bad. I will say, goodness me, it is so beautiful out here. It's so simple, but it's, you know, it's really quiet. There's hardly anybody out here. I haven't seen a single other human being on the trail. Lots of wildlife, but no people. And the only thing I've seen is like a couple of farmers out here working in their fields. There's like one guy baling hay, and that's it. That is it. I'm sure he's wondering what in the world I'm doing sitting out here. Okay, here's camp all set up. You know, here is the bedroom. And then down here we've got the kitchen, and then the dining room, and dining room table is right there. And that's pretty much it. That's my whole camp right there. That's all I really do unless the weather is really, really bad. It's just a tarp with my sleeping bag, and I just throw the tarp over the top of me, and that keeps me pretty dry unless the weather is super bad. I also brought a tent just in case, but that's it. Okay, anybody who's been in the military probably recognizes this. This is your classic MRE, and this is dinner tonight. And so chicken and rice, and I think I got M&Ms. M&Ms. Plain. Don't get excited. They're plain M&Ms. Okay, well, that's about a wrap for day one. I'm going to just lay here and watch stars until I drift off to sleep. And I will see you very, very early tomorrow because we've got a bunch of ground to make up. Good night. Oh, good morning. Oh. I think that's just, we're just gonna go with it, I think, today. It got really cold last night. I think it said it was down to the 30s, but there was a layer of frost on everything this morning, including me. I didn't sleep in a tent, I was just out under the stars. And it got really pretty chilly. Really pretty chilly. But did okay, got through it. There was one like kind of development I'm not real happy about though. That knee that's been bothering me, the one that got injured about, a month or so ago, it stiffened up really bad last night, and got up this morning and could honestly barely walk on it. So I'm pretty concerned about that. But beautiful, beautiful sunrise. And it was pretty funny. Right at dawn, there was this family of wild hogs that basically walked right on top of me, just crossing over this trail here. One of the little babies actually stepped on my foot. I don't know how they didn't know maybe they just thought I was dead or something. I felt like I was dead. Super worried about this knee though. I've got everything packed up. I'm a little worried to put any extra weight on the thing though. And so I think I'm gonna actually pace around the camp a little bit and just try to get it warmed up and see if it's gonna bear weight. I mean, 50 more miles on a bum knee is not much fun. And so I'll pace around a bit and see what happens. Hopefully it'll be okay though. I'm gonna be really, really sad actually if I have to call this in. I mean, that sort of thing happens. It's just part of this sort of stuff. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. Man, I really hope it's not the case this time though. Yeah, I'd be really disappointed. But you know, it's not like I have to complete this to save the world or anything like that. Like it's not like the nuclear launch codes are going to be released to, you know, some terrorist if I don't finish this hike. And it's better to not wreck your knee. You only get one knee. There's lots of hikes though. And so I guess maybe you get two knees, but one on each leg. And so it's not worth risking like serious injury just to do something that you want to do. But we'll try to warm up. It's still pretty stinking cold, and we'll just see if I can't get some weight on this knee. I don't care what anybody says. I'm sticking with this hair. I like it. I think other people like it too. This is what happens when you're not with your wife. She's not around to keep you in line. I'm in a lot of pain, actually. I'm kind of hobbling down the trail. I just don't... I don't know, like, I'm pretty warmed up. It's pretty painful. I don't know if I've got 50 miles of this in me. If it was a life or death deal, I guess I would, but I'm pretty sure this is not that. Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure how much further I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna try and get to this next station and this next access point and sort of reevaluate. I don't know. That's like 7 more miles though. I don't know. I'm not sure I have 7 more in me like this either. We'll take it real slow. And I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna be really sad if we have to just pull the plug on this whole thing. But you gotta, you know, if you're not smart, you better be real tough, I guess, is the way to think about it. And, you know, you gotta use your brain on this sort of stuff. Just because I planned it and want to do it and took the time to do it, you know, it doesn't mean it has to be done. Not at the expense of... Ooh, that one hurt. Ah, shoot. Ooh. Yeah, not at the expense of your health anyway. Oh, well, I'm going to go a little further. I'll let you know kind of what happens here. Sun feels pretty good, but my knee is on fire. Oh my goodness. I don't know how far I just went. It couldn't have been that far, but it might as well have been like 1,000 miles. That was rough. Oh my gosh, my knee. Okay, cruel world. I give up. This is this is too bad. So yeah, I can't do 50 more miles like this. So I called my wife to come rescue me. And I'm headed, actually turned back around, going to the previous access point, the previous station. And I'm gonna get rescued there, I think. I'm pretty disappointed, actually. I mean, mostly I'm just feeling searing pain. But then there's some disappointment right underneath that, too. And so, yeah, it's unfortunate, but like I said, it's not like it's the end of the world. So that's the plan. It's kind of sad, actually. But, you know what? We live to fight another day. And, you know, I learned some good things about this trail that'll help me prepare for next time, because I'm going to come back and do this again. I can't leave it like this. And so we're going to try this one again, and hopefully by spring my knee's in good shape. We'll come after it then. But next time we'll get it good. Okay, well, I've made it to the station. And now I'm just waiting for my wife to come. And honestly, I don't know. I was feeling pretty depressed walking back. Just kind of like a failure a little bit. And you know, one of the things that I've realized over the years. Wow, look at this. So we'll make sure that's on the packing list next time, is a comb. But one of the things that I've learned over the years is that failure's a gift. It can do great things for you. It can be a great motivator for you to do things differently, for you to change your life, and for you to really grow and be more than you are to be more than you were before you started into something that was difficult. I would much rather take the shot and fail than to just never take the shot at all. And, you know, that's what this was. We took the shot and we didn't make it, not this time anyway. But what it will do is give us the opportunity to go back and learn and to get better and to nail it next time. And so that's the plan. And it looks like this is my wife pulling up right now. Okay, fellas, I will see you later. Okay, well, I made it home. I was able to find a shower and a comb, so that's that's always good. And, you know, I had the drive home to kind of think about this experience just a little bit. And, you know, I had some thoughts that I really wanted to share. And I think what I'm really feeling mostly, now that I've got like a little bit of distance from it, I think what I'm really feeling is actually a lot of excitement. I feel really excited to try again. And I think ultimately what I'm really feeling grateful and thankful for right now is the ability to do just that, is to just try it again. You know, that we don't have to be defined by the moments of our past, of the failures that we've experienced. As I mentioned before, I think failure is really a gift. It's an opportunity to learn and to be better. And the only difference between a failure and a successful person is the successful person just kept going. That's it. And I feel really, really grateful for the opportunity to keep going. And so, you know, I'm going to let this knee heal. Really, really let it heal. I have a tendency to go back too quickly. But I'm going to really let it heal. And then hopefully in the spring we'll get to do this again. We'll try it again. And we'll be able to find success. Gosh, there's incredible power in just being able to say, next. Right? Or that didn't go well. Let's try it again. One of my favorite moments is in TV is one of a line from the movie True Grit, the remake of it, where something goes horribly bad, and the response by Rooster Cogburn is just, well, that didn't play out. And then they just move on. And that is the experience that I just had. It didn't play out, and I'm just going to move on. And that's great, and that's fine. And I don't have to feel any level of shame for that. I can hold my head high and do amazing things tomorrow. And so I'm excited for tomorrow. I'm excited for what the future holds and the opportunities it will have to try things again. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I certainly enjoyed parts of it. There are parts that I really didn't love, but I hope you enjoyed it. If you have not liked or subscribed yet, please do so. It's super, super helpful for me if you do that. And on top of that, I would love if you would leave a comment about what you have learned from failure in your life. Thank you for joining me for another edition of Typically Hazardous. I am Steven, and I will see you next time.